Hello. Hello, beautiful people. What's up? Happy Tuesday. Welcome back. Welcome for the first time, some of you, to the KC Chronicles. We have been having, I was going to say a conversation, something like a conversation, more like a storytelling session of Kathy and C and all of our ins and outs and experiences with narcissistic abuse and codependency with this one particular person. So, last week we had a conversation around grooming. And so I wanted to continue that to some extent because, first of all, let me say, thank you all for being here, consistently being here. Thank you all for writing to me, for telling me how this impacts you. Thank you for your questions. Like, I really appreciate you being here. So thank you for that. And so there is a question that came in, or scenario, and a young lady was really kind of confused by my story in terms of grooming, and she didn't really see how it worked in regular life, like in everyday life. It felt like an extreme situation to her. And not that that's funny, but it's kind of funny because I laugh at most things these days. But it's kind of funny because um it's like so much happens on a regular basis in our face, so much happens, and we just kind of don't see it. We black out a lot of things, we dismiss a lot of things because our brain is used to whatever programming we've been giving it for so long, right? So after a while, if you're giving your brain something new to process, it will fight you. You have to kind of trick yourself into seeing something differently. And so it's important that we're always asking ourselves pivotal questions around what we're seeing. Am I seeing this because this is really true? Is it happening? Or am I seeing this because it's something I heard on the news? Am I seeing this because, it's just something I actually just believe from growing up or whatever? We really have to be diligent in knowing ourselves better so that we can actually notice when our truth shows up. Okay, if that makes sense. So I have children awake tonight, so let me get to it. What up, ladies? Hey, I see ya. What's up? So, for this particular young lady, in terms of regular day-to-day life, I was really trying to showcase how a narcissist or a toxic person, a controlling person, will pick at you to change every little thing about yourself to suit them and then still not be satisfied. So if you notice, she wanted, back upstairs, honey, upstairs. See, children awake tonight. She wanted me to change my hair. She wanted me to change my clothes. She wanted me to change the way I showed up, just the way I speak, what I would do for her. Like, I had my ideas of what a good birthday present was, and it wasn't good enough. So her idea of what a good birthday present would be was what she pushed. So all of those things just add up, and it doesn't always look like it because when you're in the moment, you just kind of figure, well, this one thing isn't that big of a deal. That one thing isn't that big of a deal. But if you look up and you find yourself completely changing based on what this other person wants, and the rub is always that they're not completely satisfied. They would have changed you 180 degrees and they're still not completely satisfied, okay? Hey, you like my blue hair? Yes, y'all, I have blue hair. Hey, it shows up better on this one, on IG than Facebook. I mean, on my camera anyway. What's up? Thank you, honey. So, so I just want you to really be aware as you are interacting with people. If that's your situation, to the person who asked me this question, if that's your situation, really honestly, the fact that you're asking me the question tells me that you probably are in a toxic situation already. I mean, and you know it, I should say, and you know it already. You already know that there's something going on that you need to address or get away from. And that's why you asked me that question. And I would say, if you have to nitpick about it, like if you have to go in and find things wrong and pull something out and create something, then either you're really entrenched in the abuse, in the trauma, or you making up stuff. So you pick whatever is appropriate for you. But the other thing I wanted to address real quickly, because I'm not into giving other people too much attention when they do dumb stuff, but I did get several comments, questions, requests about this dude that was kind of all over social media in the past week. I don't remember his name. I'm not even gonna try to remember it. Y'all will probably know who I'm talking about though. But he's like, he's a self-proclaimed relationship guru. And so he always gives advice to women in particular about how to get a man, basically, which in itself is very irritating to me because, well, I shouldn't say very irritating. I'm more dismissive of it because I think people like that are usually talking to thirsty women who only want to get a man. That's their only mindset. They're not concerned about themselves as a person, but also that's how our society has reared women. Like, your job is, like, you're less of a woman if you don't have a man. And so that's unfortunate, but that's a whole nother conversation for a different night. Tonight, this conversation, thanks, Fee. His name is Derek. And so Derek cheated on his wife, got caught, whatever. They had a whole thing about it. Then they came on camera together and they had a conversation around this. Now, I didn't watch the full thing, their actual conversation with their followers. But the gist of it is that she forgave him. They acted like it wasn't a big deal. And then America took it a step further. The internet took it a whole step further and started to chastise him, of course, for cheating. And of course, people are losing faith in him because of his situation. So he came back and did a reaction video to his own confession video, which was hilarious. Like, the whole concept is hilarious. And so that's when people were calling him a narcissist. Like, I saw hundreds of posts saying he's a narcissist. And but also, so hand in hand, like, the post would say, he's a narcissist and he's crazy, don't listen to him. But also they would say, what's up with his wife? She's on camera looking crazy. She has, this stupid skull cap on, or whatever little hat she has on, and she just looks unkept. She looks homely or stuff. Like, they roasted her bad. They really did. They really did. And in real life, this is a part of what I try to explain on this platform all the time, because the average person who has not been through narcissistic abuse has no idea what it's really like. So when I see that scenario and I see this kept man, like, he looks good, he is groomed, he's clean shaved, or freshly shaved, and his hair is done, and his skin looks nice, and he looks perky and happy, he's fit, he's about his business, like, he's there, he's speaking articulately, he looks good, he looks like he's supposed to be on camera, and this is his life, right? So for him to be on camera and this is his life, hey, Bisan, now to bring his wife on into his world, and this is what he does. And she literally looks like she just got out of bed or something, or she about to go to bed, or she about to go shovel some snow. Like, she does not look like she's ready for camera. She doesn't look like she want to be there. She doesn't sound like she wants to be there. She sounds like she's been coerced or something, in my opinion, into this whole situation. And I'm just like, well, the truth is, when you are, because narcissists, remember I told y'all, they're very intelligent, okay? They're not dumb people. They're intelligent people, and they go for the cream of the crop. So they go for a person who seems happy and vibrant and seem like they have a lot of things going for them, because they are out to steal that energy, okay? So if he got her when she was this happy, vibrant young woman, and she had all these things going for her in life, and then on all these years that they've been married or together or whatever, he's been gaslighting her and making her think her world isn't right. He's been changing her to fit whatever he think he wants, and then again and again and again, because he's never satisfied. And because she's with a narcissist, that means she has some self-love deficits. So she's probably a codependent. She probably is. It's just kind of how it goes, right? So because she is that, she has been trying and trying and trying her best to live up to this person's expectations, which are ever moving. The target is forever moving. There's never a way to really lock it down and be who he wants her to be. So when she shows up looking like she is hiding, that's what I saw. It looks like she's hiding, and he's on camera with her. So he's accepting this. Because remember, if he's a narcissist, he's going to tell you in one way or another that you need to put on some real clothes, you need to do your hair. He's gonna have her up to his standards. So there are a lot of different theories out here about what's going on, and a lot of it could be marketing, because people will do marketing. All publicity is good publicity, but I really want y'all to understand that narcissistic abuse is not the same thing as regular abuse that you see on TV. What the outcome is not the same thing. What you see out the end of that is a torn down person, a person who is a shell of their real selves, a person who cannot speak up for themselves, cannot stand up for themselves, because they have literally lost their voice. You need a commercial break so you can see the clip. Well, we're really doing the topic. My son asked, what's the topic? The topic is the KC Chronicles, but people kept asking me about this story about this guy who claims to be a relationship expert, and he cheated. And so he's been on social media trying to save his business, basically, and trying to get women to listen to him and buy his book about relationships, but he doesn't hold himself to his own standards. And so he's kind of, been caught or whatever. And, but instead of focusing so much on him, they've been focusing on his wife and how she looked on camera, how she sounded, because she just seemed like she was not on the same wavelength as he was in many ways. And she just seemed like she was hiding, like she didn't really want to be there. Hi. Mommy's working. You didn't want to interrupt my daughters. You're like, I didn't want to interrupt, but she's right here looking. You want to say hi?
Hi. What about?
I'm working. You can say hi, and then you have to go upstairs.
Hi.
They can't see you. You have to come over here. She just wants to get on camera, y'all. Say hi.
Hi.
That's my big girl baby.
Bye.
Bye. Okay, upstairs, honey. I won't be long, okay?
Mm-hmm.
It's spring break, so we up like, big girls and stuff. So, I really, I wasn't interested in giving him any more attention, but for the people in this community, I want you to see what the effects of narcissistic abuse could look like. And she is a very good example of what that looks like. And I used to be that girl. And that's why I'm like, oh my God, it's so painful to when you finally come out in the world and you try to be normal and everybody jumps on you because they're so used to whatever they think you're supposed to look like and sound like and act like. So everybody's like, what's up with her? What's wrong with her? Roasting her. They were really roasting her, like going ham on her because of how she looked. Yeah, you just looked at the thing. So, I mean, just because so many people asked about it, I wanted to address it. And obviously, I don't know him. I don't know if he's really a narcissist or not, but I do know that setup looked real wrong and really in line with what I know when you are suffering from complex PTSD and suffering from narcissistic abuse. Like, that's in line with that. So send the girl love because she needs it. She needs all of it. And even because some people were saying, well, it's just a sham, like they're just marketing and she's trying to have her own little online thing and grow her business and all this stuff. Let's say that's true. Even if it is true, if he's a narcissist, it's not her idea. It's not really her business. It's not even something she probably really wants to do. She's just trying to make him happy because she doesn't know how. There is no way to. There's no way. Like, the target will keep moving. So yeah, you said, Misan, you think that was fake? It probably was fake. I thought she was forced on camera. Honestly, I was like, he probably told her, look, you need to get up here and say this, this, and this, because this is our livelihood. Like, if his business goes down, who gonna pay the bills? How you gonna pay the bills? You know what I mean? Like, so in my opinion, I think he coerced her into doing it just from watching some of it, because their livelihood is on the line. This is his life. This is his business. This is how he makes money. It's how he pays his bills. So, I mean, if I was her, I would do it too. Who wouldn't? Who gonna feed my kids? Get on there. I mean, if you ain't leaving, she's not leaving him. She's still there. So if you're gonna be there with him, you better help him make some money. I'm just saying. It's kind of what it is. So Caressa said she looked out kind of crazy. Yeah, because she's suffering. She is suffering. That's what I see. She's suffering. Like, big time suffering. But anyway, none of that is my business. But I did want y'all to see it, like to really see through the outside view that everybody's talking about. See through her hair not being done. See through her being, you know, a quiet bystander. Just see through all the bullshit he talking. Oh my God, it's so much. It's so much. Like, you need some knee-high boots to walk through that crap. It's so much. It's so much. But most people don't see through it because they think, well, he's articulate and he's been doing this for so long. And women, and I love my women, and that's why I work with women primarily. But also the flip side of it is that women are so inundated, mentally entrenched in what men want instead of being themselves. What do you want? Why do you care what men want? I know why you care. I know that we're reared that way. But the fact that we are, and we still continue to just pump out whatever we think they want, and we know what they want because everything that's marketed to us is about what they want. I've never wanted to wear a bra in my life. A man invented that bullshit and society accepted it. And so now women have to wear bras. I mean, women with real boobs. So I'm just saying, it's a part of our society, so I understand it. But that is also why men like him get away with telling women what to do. And women listen to him. Thousands and thousands of women listen to, and I'm not saying he's always wrong. I used to listen to a lot of his stuff. And then one day I was just kind of like, you know, he is so negative. He is hating on everybody but himself. If they're not exactly like him, he's hating on them. And I say hating on him because anybody who cannot be agile and cannot embrace diversity is a hater. Because if you can't embrace diversity, that means you can only see one way of doing something. You'll never be on the leading edge. You'll never be able to innovate something new. You'll never be able to accept the new things that are always popping up, because they're always popping up. So if it's just this, and first of all, who made you a guru, young sir? Like, no. That's self-made guru, and that's okay. You could be a self-made guru, but when you are a self-made guru and your way is the only way, that means you will never learn anything new. And so everything you give out to the public, all this information is old news. It's old. It doesn't work anymore. It just doesn't. And so as I would scroll through and see all these comments, and it just made me kind of sad, because I was like, man, I'm so ready for us to be about us and not about looking a certain way, not about having a man, not about putting up a front, not about having a Kardashian body and all this bullshit, not about getting stuff pumped in and other stuff sucked out, like all this stuff, gluing shit in our heads, and like, it's too much. It's too much. Is way too much for me. There are a lot of people into it, but for me, I think it really diminishes if that's all you can do. I don't think there's anything wrong with it if you also know who you are and embrace you and are not concerned about what other people think. Because once you're concerned about what other people think, you lose. And that's where, and as I looked at this lady, I really thought about just how much embarrassment plays a part in all of this. Because when you get with a person who is codependent, and usually a lot of people are empaths, and so they're used to helping other people and not doing anything for themselves. So they'll be strong for everybody else. But when it comes to them, they don't know how to accept help. You know, they're like, I got it. I got everything. And when that happens and you make a big mistake, like marry a narcissist, it is utterly embarrassing to admit you have married a narcissist. It is so embarrassing because you're judging yourself. You're afraid that other people will judge you. So when we can get over that self-judgment, and when we can stop caring what other people think for real, especially the opposite sex. And I know there is something primal about wanting the opposite sex, and that's fine and that's good. But what most people don't understand is once you stop stressing over it, once you stop trying so hard, it happens because it's primal. It is pure and natural. So when you are naturally being yourself, your natural mate will find you. It's not that hard. It doesn't take all these tactics. It don't take no practice. It don't take paying a guru. It's not that serious. It's really not. It happens all day, every day. So he was holding her hand tight as hell. He was probably squeezing her like, you better say what I told you to say, damn it. Like, I'm just saying, I wouldn't be surprised if he legit made her do that, like held something over her head and guilted her. I don't know, but I just wouldn't be surprised because it didn't look natural at all. But she did look like a victim of abuse to me. She looked like a victim of narcissistic abuse. So somebody who has complex PTSD, depression, anxiety, a shell of herself. She didn't look alive. So, But anyway, that leads me to my little story. I was supposed to keep this short. I'm running my mouth. But that leads me to my story tonight. Because I was thinking about this young lady who wrote me and then this situation. I'm like, the grooming goes so deep that it really takes a specialist to do real clinical trials and break down the psychology And that's what I'm trying to do slowly but surely, so y'all can really see it and understand how a person can be stripped of themselves. And so I don't even know how old I was here, but I must have been about 16 because I wasn't off to college yet. But one year, Kathy and I were just kind of, or one day, Kathy and I were kind of hanging out, and it was getting late. So time to go to bed. We had just like, I was living with her. So I was 17. So I was living with her. Okay. So it's time to go to bed. We're in our pajamas, about to go to bed. And my friend's mother called me, and she's like, you know, your friend, she's in the hospital and something happened, but I can't tell you over the phone. She's asking for you. Can you please just come up to the hospital? Now, me and Kathy live on the south side in Hyde Park, and this friend lives way on the west side, and she's in the hospital on the west side. And she's like, please, 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 like, you're the only person she's asking for. She just really wants you to come up here and be here, you know, and talk to her, see her, and she'll tell you herself what happened. And I'm like, this is weird, like really weird, because it's like 9 o'clock at night, first of all. Also, I don't have a car, so I have to rely on Kathy. But this friend is like, she's like a sister to me at this point in high school. Like, I love this little girl, and she's younger than me. And I just love this little girl, love her. Don't know why, but I do. Like, I met her and I was like, you're going to be my little sister from here on out. And that was that. And I love her so much. So whenever something pops up about this girl, I'm there. I'm all the way there. I am her right hand whenever she allows me to be. So because I love this little girl so much, Kathy didn't like her so much. It was one of them things. So it was like, well, every time she called, you jump. That's what she told me that night. And I was like, so this is the first time she's ever called, which was alarming to me. And her mom called, which was even more because I knew her family. So I'm like, that's alarming. And really, I'm just asking for a ride. I need a ride, or I need to borrow your car. That's what I need. And so Kathy went kind of on this loop of, it's too late. You don't need to be out here this late. You gotta go. Good night. Thanks for coming. See you next week. She's like, you gotta go to school tomorrow. This isn't a good idea. You don't want to go on the west side. You can't take my car on the west side by yourself at night. It's too dangerous. Blah, blah, blah. She going on and on. I'm like, well, I'm going somehow. I'm going one way or another. So either you gonna take me, you gonna let me take your car, or I'm gonna call a cab and I'm going. Or I'm gonna call somebody else. Like, I was trying to figure it out so hard because I was scared. I'm like, what's wrong with my friend? Why would she be in the hospital? Why would her mom be calling me? Like, I was so scared for her. So I'm like crying, nervous. I just need to get to this hospital, okay? And Kathy's going through the most. Don't want to take me. And so eventually I was like, well, I don't know what your problem is with her, but I'm about to go to the hospital. So I get my stuff. I'm about to leave. Yo, I'm walking out the door. I'm walking downstairs. And everything is so dramatic with her, okay? Because she could have done this shit in the house. So I'm walking out the house. I literally walk out the front door. I got my little backpack. I got to change clothes and everything. Like, if I need to stay on the west side, I will. I'm going. So I got my little stuff. I'm walking down the stairs. I get halfway down the stairs. She come running down the stairs. Now, this is like a 3-flat building, or maybe 6, but you know, each floor. So it's 3 floors. So neighbors are right there, okay? So I'm halfway down the stairs. She come racing down the stairs. Why would you leave me? Y'all, she on her knees, holding me on the stairwell, crying out loud, talking about I'm leaving her to go visit this little girl in the hospital. And I'm just like, the fuck? What is wrong with, first of all, could you shut up? Like, we are one of 2 Black people in this whole courtyard. Could you shut up? I don't need you, being stereotypical out here. Shut up. I'm embarrassed. Why would you do all this? So I go back in the house. I wouldn't be leaving you if you would just drive me there. And she's like, fine, I'll drive you. We just have to make it quick. And I'm like, yeah, okay, whatever. She drive me to the hospital, y'all, on the west side. We get to the hospital. And y'all, my friend is really hurt. Like hurt. And remember, she's not just she's not a regular friend. She's like family. And I'm like, so what the hell? What happened? And she didn't want Kathy in the room when her mom left too. Her mom and Kathy left out the room and just me and her. So she talked to me and told me what happened. And I was just heartbroken. Like, she was really hurt. And I wanted to stay there with her all night. And I was just kind of sitting. I mean, they were going to put us out eventually, but I think she had just gotten admitted. So they were letting us in kind of late that night. Or maybe we were still in the ER. But I was just sitting there, like, on the side of the bed, holding her hand, crying with her and stuff, being in the moment like a normal person who is grieving with their loved one, right? And her mom and Kathy come back in, and she didn't want to talk to Kathy about what happened. So she was just kind of like, I don't want to talk about it. And that irritated Kathy because she didn't understand why she would want to tell me and not her. But it was literally like me talking to my big sister, like, don't tell mama, but this is what happened. And shit is fucked up, but this is what happened. So Kathy irritated, right? She's standing in the back of the room, irritated, making noise, tapping her feet. She on dress shoes and shit. She's tapping her feet on the floor, doing the most. And now I'm like, well, I need to go home with her, and she's mad, but I really want to be here for her because she's hurt and she's a kid, and what to do. But I'm keeping it to myself. I'm just there, just kind of sitting there. So after a little while, Kathy would come up to me first of all, she asked to talk to me out in the hallway by the door. So I went over to talk to her. And I'm thinking she's going to like badger me about leaving. It's time to leave. We've been here long enough. What she said, y'all, was, how much longer are we going to be here? And I was like, well, I don't know. I guess until they put us out, because I don't think she wants me to leave yet. And, I want to be here. And then she says, because I've been thinking about kissing you all night. And I can't take it no more. Like, we need to go home now. And I'm just like, what kind of... Now, let me remind y'all how wishy-washy Kathy was, right? When it came to intimacy. All the way wishy-washy. Like, one day, she all for it, and then the next day or moment, even sometimes, she crying, we can't do this. She was really good at using it to get what she wanted. And by then I knew what she would do. So whenever she would kind of bring it up in that sense, I would kind of weigh my options. I say, well, do I want it or not? And what are the consequences, basically? So if I let her get away with this, what am I gonna have to deal with tomorrow? Versus if I shut her down and like call her out on it, is that the better thing to do? So in this particular night, I'm like, I'm pissed. I'm pissed because I'm in here with my friend and I really want to be here supporting my friend. And I can't believe you are sitting here in the hospital room looking at my person on the bed with tubes and shit, messed up, and this is what's on your mind. Really? Now, the truth is, we all know that's not really what was on her mind. She just needed some leverage to get me to do what she wanted me to do. And so this is what I'm talking about when I say grooming. Last week, we talked about us going out for her birthday and that level of grooming. But this kind of stuff, this hospital scenario, that kind of stuff is really what trips people up because they think is real. Like people think is real. They think that narcissist is really feeling a certain way. They think that narcissist is sad. They think they're upset or jealous. And you know how it is. A lot of people enjoy the jealousy of their mate or whatever. And they think it's cute. They think it means they love them a whole lot. It never does. They think it means they'll stay together longer. They think they're doing something. They think they got it going on. Usually, no, it's not the truth. Jealousy is not a good sign. I don't care how you flip it. Oh, he said, I remember what them pull you to the side talks look like with her. Yeah, she was forever pulling me to the side, wasn't she? She always had some shit to say, trying to stack the deck for herself. So when you are like with somebody like that and they're acting jealous or whatever, and you can't really, it's kind of like, is this a thing? Is this always going to be a thing? And they always flip it like, no, it's just that I've never seen you like this. That's what she told me that night. I've just never seen you like this because I was mad at her for suggesting we leave to have sex. So her response, I've just never seen you like this. I just have to, I really want you to feel better and I don't want you to be so sad and I want to be there for you and just let me be there for you. Let me hug. And I'm sitting there like, but I'm trying to be here for her. Like, why can't you be here for her? So I went on about my business. My little child done creep back down here. I see you, little girl. She over here hiding. What's wrong with these kids? So you're trying to interrupt my flow. So I'm mad at her and she's trying to like really negotiate basically with me because she wants to leave because she's uncomfortable with our closeness, me and my friend's closeness, because she doesn't have that. Because everything she has is fake. Everything, the way she shows up, fake, 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 fake. It'd be like pulling a deeply rooted tooth to see a piece of her real self. It was nearly impossible, y'all. So she mad about that. We arguing. And so since we're arguing, my friend is like, well, don't stay because of me. Like they're about to shut it down anyway and I have to get some rest. And, she's trying to let us go. And I'm like, nope, I want to be here. If I can stay here all night, I will. Because at this point, I'm really pissed with Kathy. So I'm like, whatever. I'll stay here all night and I will get my ass on that bus and go down to Crane High School and take my ass to school in the morning. I got my back. I'm good. I'm ready. And so her mom steps in and she wants to talk to Kathy. So I, back on up, go back to the bed with my friend. And I don't know what Kathy said to her mom, but whatever she said, she convinced her to shut it down, basically. And when I say I was pissed, because I couldn't tell her mom what was really going on. Like I wasn't at that point yet. I couldn't tell her the truth. So I was so mad because I knew she'd used some, lie, basically, some tactic to try to act like it was about me being a kid and her being the adult and her looking out for me, her being my mother figure and all this stuff. I knew it. I knew she had used something like that, but I couldn't, because I couldn't tell her mom the truth. I had to kind of just go with it because I was embarrassed. Like, well, like, what's the difference in like pimping yourself out to have a roof over your head? It is what it is. It doesn't matter who is with. It is what it is, and that's what it felt like to me at the time. Because it was like, if I had any other options, if I thought I had any other options, I wouldn't have been dealing with her. And the level of grooming and just the tight hold she had on me was incredibly sad, frustrating, and for her, invigorating. Like, when we walked out of that hospital, y'all, and she knew it was because of her, she knew she had forced me to leave. She was so happy is not, what's the word? She was so satiated, y'all. Like, she was satisfied with herself. Like, yes, I got this shit. You ain't got nothing. You ain't own nothing. You will never be. It's about me. In fact, the next time I tell you we need to leave, we need to leave. So you better be ready and don't give me all this back and forth stuff, because I'm here to take care of you and protect you, y'all. And what I do, I shut up and sat with my little powdered face going home, because there was nothing else I could do about it. Didn't know anything else to do about it. So when I look at this young lady who is a shell of herself, I can easily see how she could have been groomed to be this person who is not really her. And at this point, she's kind of given up. Like, it is what it is. Let me go ahead and have peace in my house by doing whatever he says. And unfortunately, that's how a lot of people end up. And then eventually they get discarded, of course, meaning put out, kicked out, beat down, then put out, whatever. It depends on the person, the narcissist, and whatever level they're on, if they're on the violent level or not. But eventually they get discarded. They get kicked out when a person is no longer able to pull supply. Because if you're a shell of yourself, you don't have much supply to give. Like, all you can do is give them little peaks of happiness. That's why they got to go cheat and deal with other people and bring other people in to bully you and make you feel bad, because that makes them feel so good. So he's brought the entire freaking internet in on his mess to bully his wife and make her feel bad about herself. Like, let that sink in, y'all. He out here feeling like the man, girlfriend. And then when it made a reaction video on his own shit, like, yeah, because I'm the man and I got y'all on my bandwagon, like, let me tell you what I would say to this dude in this video who is me, but we're going to pretend like he not me. We're going to pretend like this is not my situation. And if it wasn't my situation, this is what I would say. It was stupid. It was stupid, y'all. My child being real nosy. It was stupid. But it's only stupid if you have the right set of information between your ears to digest it with. If you only see the surface, you see what's wrong with his wife. Why she, like, you could at least combed your hair. You could have put on some clothes. Why you looking like that? Why he cheat? Well, most men cheat. Maybe he learned something. Fuck out of here. No. I'm just saying. Yeah. Wild indeed. But that's what it is, y'all. Keep your eyes open. Shit is happening right in your face, in all of our faces. And our awareness is everything. And that's really a big reason why I wrote this book. Because the truth is, none of this stuff matters anymore. Like all this stuff I tell you, all these stories and stuff, none of this stuff matters. I don't care. I'm way beyond it. And in truth, I'm grateful for all of it, because if I could do it all over again, I would do the same exact stuff, because that's just where I was in life. I didn't know all the things I know now. I wasn't healed. So that's just where I was. So when you are where you are, you make decisions based on where you are in life. And that's cool. It's just fine, because it helps you expand. So it's helped me expand a bunch. So it's not a big deal. But there's so many people who have no awareness to their situation, to their trauma, to the life that they're living, even though they know they want a better life. Like they know they want to feel better. They want to do things a different way. They want better relationships. They want to heal past wounds, and they can't seem to get over that hump. And that's why I have these conversations. That's why I wrote the book. And I made awareness and the importance of awareness, and in fact, exactly how you can go about becoming more aware of yourself for yourself. I put it all in the book. Few months, y'all, and I'll be making the announcement. The self-mothering effect will be out in a few months, because really, we need to do better. Like the planet is literally changing, it's shifting, and your awareness will mean everything to you as we walk into this new earth, this new world. And it's not, obviously, it's not a physical new world, but it is a mental, emotional new world. So if you've been the type of person who's been giving your energy away forever, for years and years, you know, hopefully, if you're here, you now know that somebody else has been taking your energy and using it for their good. So if you're starting to practice, or at least just understand that you need to own your own energy, you take that mess back and you do with it what you will, and you make yourself happy, and you create from your own mind and heart and bring things to fruition. Okay? That's what we're here for. That's what it's all about. So we're going to keep having these conversations, because these stepping stones are important for those who need them. Okay? And while we do this, let's just be sure to give ourselves and each other some extra love and understanding and patience, because we deserve that much, y'all. We really do. We really do. Hey, hey. But I'm going to wrap that up for tonight. Thank you so much for joining me, everyone. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your questions. Thank you for your love, your suggestions, your feedback. I really appreciate each and every one of you. Come back next Tuesday. We'll be in April. I'm just excited because, Chicago is wishy-washy. But the further we get into the year, we kind of have some guaranteed warmer weather. So I'm hoping for it. Looking forward to the warm weather. Looking forward to the summertime. But in the meantime, we got some more KC Chronicles for y'all next Tuesday at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. Until then, y'all, peace and love.